Hey everybody, it is Randa here from Randa Nutrition, and I thought I'd do a live on a common question I get asked really often, and that is, what food should I buy frozen? I have my notes here because, well, I have thyroid brain, meaning I have no thyroid actually at all, so my memory is bad on the best day. So it's not one of those days where it's functioning as well as I'd like, so we definitely have our notes. Regardless, when there's a replay of this, whether it's on Facebook or if you're watching this later on YouTube, which by the way, I know the screen is all messed up, but it is what it is. I will leave a link that has a whole recap of everything, all the vegetables in fruit and vegetables and frozen foods in the blog post link, so you can always check it back later or save it or pin it for, just something to have on hand later on. We are going to get started. Something I'm often asked is frozen food healthy? Are frozen fruits and vegetables healthy? Yeah, they are picked at like the time where they're ripe and they have the most nutrients in it, and then they're flash frozen, packaged, and shipped. In a lot of ways, frozen foods can be healthier than, I don't want to say healthier, can have a little bit more of a boost of nutrition than the foods you're going to get from the grocery store, depending on where you live, because there's the transit time. So if I was getting, say, oranges from Florida, well, I live in British Columbia, that's quite a way for them to get transported. So they're going to lose a little bit of that nutritious profile. I mean, if I was to buy frozen fruit, I know I'm probably getting them at their peak season and they'll just be lovely. Some of my favorite things, hi Jen, some of my favorite things to buy, obviously are frozen fruit. I buy a lot of frozen pineapple because they're my favorite in smoothies. I buy a lot of frozen strawberries, buy a lot of frozen blueberries, raspberries. Avocados are another one that I do, because they're great in smoothies. So you can get frozen avocado, throw it in a smoothie. It makes it really creamy, and you get those healthy fats that are really good for your brain. So you can do that. Smoothies are one way to use frozen fruit. Another way is to blend it with some Greek yogurt, and you have frozen yogurt. If you want to add a little bit more sweetener, you can add some honey or even maple syrup or coconut sugar, and you have a healthy treat, and it takes seconds. So I can throw some frozen pineapple and frozen strawberries in with, I don't know, maybe like half a cup of Greek yogurt, blend it, and I have a treat that's ready within like a minute. It's a great healthy snack, especially for the summer months coming up. Another thing I like to do is I will take those strawberries or raspberries and microwave them for a few seconds just so they're not like super crunchy, and then in a separate bowl I melt some dark chocolate and I pour it over it, and it's really good. A little, like, zap it just for a little bit, especially raspberries, because if you do it too long they'll be mushy. There is a time limit here, and it's usually like 15 to 30 seconds. So that is one good tip. Jen also loves some frozen fruit. Yes, you're right, it's perfect all year round. And Jen also says she likes to use her frozen fruit for on top of yogurt with a little bit of granola. That's perfect. And it's nice to have it all done. It's prepped for you. You don't have to worry about it in the morning. It is fantastic. So frozen fruit is one. Remember, that also includes avocado, which is great in smoothies. You can also, again, add it to that frozen yogurt idea. You're not going to taste it. It just makes it extra creamy. Another one, vegetables. If you read Randa Nutrition, you know all about my love for cauliflower rice. I buy it frozen. Yes, it's more expensive, but it's done for me. In last minute prep, or if I don't prep, I should say, in last minute I'm getting dinner together, I just got to, again, zap some cauliflower rice in the microwave, the thingy, and it's done. It's so easy. I also have a recipe for chicken fried cauliflower rice on Randa Nutrition or randadirksen.com, and that's another thing that it just takes seconds to put together. Oh, Jennifer's allergic to avocado. Darn. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. So So cauliflower rice, kale is another good one. I like frozen kale because I can throw it into stir fries and soup real quick just to add an extra boost of veggies. Fajita mix, so I grabbed some frozen bagged vegetables here. Fajita mix or 3-pepper onion, like President's Choice, Western Family, they each have them. And it's onions and peppers cut up. So fajitas, healthy fajitas are done in like way less time. I add these to any kind of stir fry. They're my favorite to buy. I also like to buy frozen diced onions. And again, President's Choice, super affordable. I think these are under $2. And the onions are chopped and ready for me. And sometimes that's what we need to be healthy, is just these things to be done for us. You just dump them in and go. Yes, and Jennifer's new obsession is also cauliflower rice. It's so good. And in addition to the frozen cut vegetables, I found this. So they're frozen chopped vegetable mix. It's onion, celery, carrots, and peppers. So you kind of have a mirepoix done for you. And what that is at the beginning of soup, you do celery, carrots, onions, and it's this amazing aromatic experience. And again, easy recipe. Like soup will take me no time now. And I know it's not that hard to chop up vegetables, but when you're feeling a little lazy, sometimes that's the difference of eating healthy and not. So aside from those, I mean, you can obviously get the frozen peas and carrots. I always have those on hand for a little extra boost. Frozen broccoli. Frozen broccoli's with me. I mean, it gets pretty mushy. I usually have some for, again, quick stir fries. Frozen spinach, all that kind of stuff. It's just good to have some frozen veggies on hand, especially when you're in a pinch. When it comes to like beans and whole grains, I mean, you can freeze almost anything. I don't really do this too often, but you can cook quinoa and rice ahead of time and then freeze them. Just make sure they're like airtight, whether you use a food saver or wrap them really good. And if you cook a big batch, put them in the freezer. Again, at last minute things, you can throw them in the microwave, add them with your dinner. It doesn't take as long. Also, homemade ice cream. We do this a lot in the summer. The homemade ice creams, I mean, I have a bunch of recipes on both the Bewitching Kitchen and Randa Nutrition. Actually, no, that's a lie. Randa Nutrition doesn't have that yet, but they're coming. It can be as simple as getting like ice pop molds, getting some pure juice, not like juice cocktails, but pure juice. You usually have to find them in the natural section, pour them in and freeze them. We do that with pineapple juice all the time, and it's great for when you're sick as well. I also have in the post that I will link in the replay, I have some freezer meal ideas for you. So I'm not leaving you high and dry. If you come back later, I'll have some freezer meals because, again, with the freezer thing, it's always nice to have some meals. We usually have some soups in the freezer at all times. I actually don't right now, which is really weird, but when we get sick, it happens, and it happens quick, and I like to have the soups in there so I'm prepared. I don't have to worry about cooking. Again, zap it in the microwave, and they're healthy and nutritious. So I have fired through those. I don't want to be on here for long, but if anyone has anything to add, please do. And yes, Jennifer says you can always use water and frozen fruit in ice pop molds. Exactly. I've done it with frozen Greek yogurt too. There's so many different things you can do. I mean, Pinterest has a ton of recipes. Again, my favorite thing is just pineapple juice. It's so good. But I'm also a pineapple lover, so there's that. I'm gonna see if there's any questions because I'm on live here both on Instagram and Facebook at the same time, so I'm kind of jumping screens. And yes, Jennifer said use yogurt and frozen fruit combined and put them in ice pop molds. Exactly, so good. So I'm on these two lives combined. Again, there will be a replay on IGTV. These will be up live for 24 hours, and I'm also gonna upload it later for YouTube. So you're kind of gonna see me everywhere here, but this way I know if you missed something, you can come back and check it out later. So I like to be brief. It doesn't seem like there's many questions. I mean, if you need help kind of getting back on track and establishing those healthy habits, I do have my nutrition library. If you go to randadirksen.com/nutrition library, you will get immediate access to free meal plans, free cheat sheets, just little things to help you out and give you a little nudge. Plus, I'll shoot you an email every once in a while with some healthy recipes and tips. Think we're good here. Think I have everything I wanted to quickly touch on. And we will chat later. Bye.